Sterling Plainfield, a service of Harvest Radio.
It's time now for the Town Talker with Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson. Reverend Jackson is founding pastor of the Church of What's Happening Now, located in Plainfield, New Jersey. And now, the Town Talker, Reverend Zechariah Jackson.
Oh, you know it's good coming to you. Oh, you know it's good coming to you. This is the Reverend Zechariah A. Jackson from the Church of What's Happening Now, Town Talker Talk Show. Today we have a whole lot to talk about, and finally the weather is nice and warm. We all got suits and shirts, jackets on, and it's so warm and everything. But we thank God for what He give us, and it's just so good to be here. Tomorrow is election day, and I hope everybody get out and vote. We have interesting candidates running for offices in Plainfield, so it's a good thing. Today I'm here with Assemblyman Jerry Green. I'm glad to have you here, Jerry.
Thanks very much for the invite.
And also Rick Smiley, who's running for Assemblyman.
Thank you very much, Reverend, for having me.
Yeah, get a little closer to
All
the
right.
mic. Yes. So, and we have a call-in. Is a call in it now? Can you let him through? Yes. Hello?
Yes, I'm here.
All right, who am I talking to?
This is Bo Vasti.
Okay, how you doing? And introduce yourself. Introduce your position, your party.
I'm Bo Vasti, and I'm a Republican candidate, or one of the Republican candidates for the State Assembly for Legislative District 22.
Oh, okay. Well, Bo, I'm glad that you called, and I'm happy I was able to reach out to someone that could contact you. The Republican presence in Plainfield isn't a real big thing, and I wanted to know from you, what do you guys plan to do to strengthen your, your group here in Plainfield?
Well, it's an interesting scenario. Obviously, the history of Plainfield, the politics or the prevailing parties in Plainfield have kind of switched positions over the years, whereby the historical majority was on the Republican side, and now the majority is on the Democratic side.
Sure.
I think it's a reflection of the demographics of Plainfield, and probably more so New Jersey in general. But I think it's a healthy thing that, from the standpoint of the Republicans, that we want to be included. We appreciate being included in the discussion, and look forward to the opportunity to talk about the issues and how we both believe we feel we can add value to the community.
Okay. I'm going to go to, it's just down the line. I'm going to go to Rick Smiley, and I want to ask him, it's been 6 months, and I've been out there in the land talking to people, and people often talk about the assemblyman position and things of that nature. Could you tell me in your own words, what is actually the job of the assemblyman? Because no one seems to know.
I've been asked that a couple of times, and I've tried to explain it to people as something similar to a congressman on a national level. So the Congress has a Senate, and they have a House of Representatives.
Okay.
And the assemblyman is similar to the representative in Congress on a state level. So
Okay.
what they do is they review the budget. They're the advice and consent arm for the state government, and assemblymen act a great deal like congressmen.
Oh, okay. Bob. Hello?
Hello, Bo?
Yeah. Bo, I'm sorry, I said Bob.
Yes, no worries.
Bo, in your own words, could you give us some clarity in Plainfield and, of course, the surrounding towns? And I just want you to know that we're Harvest Radio, 1070 AM, and also harvestradio.net or Harvest Global Network, so we're basically all over the world. And people all over can be listening to us at this moment. I know I got relatives in Chicago now that's listening to me on the air.
Go to Chicago.
Can you explain to us what are some of the major decisions that assemblymen make?
Well, I think first and foremost that the state's budget originates out of the assembly. So issues that are facing the state of New Jersey currently, and more specifically on the local level, as it relates to Plainfield townships within the legislative 22. Budgets that are created for the state originate out of the assembly. I think beyond that, specifically to add to what Mr. Smiley said, we are the voice of our constituents on the state level.
Okay.
As the congressman is on a national level, and we go to Trenton to represent their needs and their interests, so that the people of the, in this case, the 22nd district, needs aren't overshadowed by representation from another part of the state.
Okay. Jerry Green, can you assemblyman for how many years, Jerry, here in Plain?
This will be my 10th term.
Your 10th term.
I've served 18 years.
18 years, so you're well experienced in it.
I like to feel that it's not as easy as what some people might want it to be.
Or not know it to be.
Okay, because I'm happy that you're having this program.
Yes.
Because it's time now that we educate the community in terms of what these different positions, really is about.
Yes.
I know I served 2 terms as a freeholder in Union County. In 1990, I was chairman of the board. And a lot of people didn't know, but someday I felt that I wanted to run for the assembly. So I spent 4 years on the staff of the New Jersey State Senate working, because I wanted to be knowledgeable of how government really works. And it was very interesting to find that, like Rick said earlier, is similar to what happens in Washington
Okay.
in terms of how politics works. There's no such thing as an independent assembly person. Either you are a Republican or you are a Democrat.
So you can't be independent.
No,
when
you can't be
you're
independent. Independents don't exist.
in the assembly.
So normally people go along party lines.
Right.
That is why our president happens to be able to get things done, because he has a Democrat-controlled Senate and a Democrat Congress.
Sure.
So it's rather odd for anyone representing the city of Plainfield to say that Plainfield's going to get a fair shake.
Sure.
It was very interesting when my opponent mentioned politics here in the city of Plainfield, because Plainfield for almost 40 years got nothing
Yes.
in terms of respect, in terms of the ability to get things accomplished. Right now, as we talk, if we lose control of the Assembly and the Senate
As a Democrat.
as a Democrat,
Okay.
there's a good possibility we can lose Abbott districts,
Okay.
funding.
Yes.
So that's the decision he's going to have to make. Is he going to represent Plainfield and their kids, or he's going to go along with business as usual? So this is why it's interesting to let the public know exactly how things get done and the ability to accomplish things.
Sure.
Bottom line is that in an urban community, it's going to be rather hard for a Republican to get things accomplished, especially when both of the candidates now that's jockeying to be the candidate for the Republican Party,
Sure.
they made it very clear they're going to support a suburban agenda, which not sets well for the people in the city of Plainfield.
And Bo, how would you answer to that? What would you say?
Well, my first question is, based on what? Based on what information is it that he says, respectfully, that I'm running for anything but the representation of every member of the community in the 22nd district? I mean, my efforts, I lived in Plainfield.
Sure.
I was on the city committee in Plainfield.
What town do you live in at this point?
I'm in Scotch Plains.
Scotch
across the town line.
Sure.
But I participated in Plainfield activities. I continue to participate in Plainfield activities. I moved to Plainfield specifically out of choice and fell in love with the community and loved the people there. Unfortunately, as we're discussing now with regards to Abbott as it pertains to the education, I've got 2 small kids, and I didn't believe that the quality of education that was available to them in the public schools in Plainfield was up to the level that I think it could be.
Okay.
So my first question is, under what, how is it that he knows my agenda? And secondly, my intent isn't to represent any one particular group or faction. election as much as it is to represent everyone that lives in the 22nd district. I don't think they're mutually exclusive, frankly.
Let's go to Rick. Rick, what would you say to that? Rick Smiley.
Which particular part of it? Whether or not he can represent the 22nd?
Well, just
district?
giving a view of what was said here between Jerry and Bo.
Well, actually, I have another question. Where's Linda Stidley?
Well, she hasn't showed up. As you see, that seat there is empty.
You know,
And we invite people, but as I told you the other day, I cannot
oh, I know you.
physically walk them.
I-
Put me in jail. The Reverend had to come get me out.
I know you can't
Because
do
they
it.
ain't going to feed me the right kind of food, you know.
Well, the Assemblyman is correct in that I think Bo would have some trouble representing the 22nd district,
Yes,
given the makeup of the Assembly and the Senate. Right?
yes.
Could he get something done? I'll tell you, if I'm representing the 22nd district, I'll go across the aisle to represent our people if I need
Okay.
to. I'm hoping that won't happen given the vast majority, but if I needed to, I'd go across the aisle. Whether or not Bo is willing to do that to get his agenda passed for the 22nd district and his constituency, I don't know. But since you got him on the phone, you could certainly ask him if he.
Bo, are you willing to go across, as Rick Smiley said?
Absolutely.
I think it would be foolish that anyone wouldn't go, right? I mean, that would be the job.
There's the reality of working across lines, and then there's the rhetoric of working across lines.
I think that this is what the president was saying, that we have to go beyond party lines if we're going to save America from the economic catastrophe that we're in.
You know, this is not about Rick and I.
And this is all friendly fire here. This is just friendly
It's
fire.
all a possibility that we both can win, or I can lose, or he can lose. The bottom line is that whatever happens on the Democratic side in the 22nd district, take it to the bank. We have to work together as a team. The last Democrat that represented the city of Plainfield, she chose to go to Trenton and have an independent voice, and we lost that seat for 10 years
Sure.
because it just didn't work. I happen to be very fortunate that I am able to go across the aisle, and as Rick and I know, just 10 years ago, this month, we were able to get Plainfield back as an avid district. But I had to go across the aisle because of the fact it was something they wanted, it was something that I wanted. So I don't say I disagree with going across the aisle. The bottom line is that it's cut and dry. Either you're a Democrat in Trenton or you are a Republican in Trenton. A prime example, I was the key vote when Ariel Servios became the speaker. Again, it was along Democratic lines. So anybody that wants to make it something other than that, and by the way, we're not here just to talk about Plainfield. There's 11 other municipalities that we have to represent.
Of course.
And I like to feel I've been able to do that.
You know, no, Rick, let me comment. The other day, on Harvest Radio, on my Sunday sermon, I surrendered my Sunday sermon to some people called Focus on Care in Scotch Plains, and they taking homeless veterans. And they spoke very highly of the work and stuff that you do. Okay, we're going to go to a break.
The homeless rate for veterans is multiple times higher than it is
I didn't think she'd come.
The government is
I didn't
going
think she'd
to
come.
its role.
And I've been saying all along. I said,
Communities and churches do their role
yeah.
as well. We have
Look who's here.
with the president.
Right here.
As a community-based organization, we are doing our part. Focus on Caring is a non-profit organization that
She
provides
certainly
social
changed
assistance,
since
housing,
seen me last.
education, quality care living for disabled and homeless veterans.
I'm
According
like
to the
when your
United
voice
States
a little
Veterans
soft.
Affairs, 1 out of 4
Can you
homeless
guys
vets
not
have
share
served
this
our
with me
country in
like
the
that? It's
military. An
interactive.
estimated 500,000 vets
Well,
were homeless at some
I believe
time
you
in
sent your
life.
invitation,
Because of one woman's
but
desire to
on
assist,
Tuesday night,
Mrs.
did you get an
Ewan
invitation for
along
Tuesday
with
nights for
her
him?
husband, has been
Nobody
providing
called you, nobody asked you to.
services to homeless veterans for more than
See?
25 years.
That's why I have trust issues.
No, no,
Was it Wednesday?
What do you mean, at the library?
Yeah,
Oh, the library was Wednesday night.
Wednesday.
It was a Wednesday night, right? The Wednesday, because we had the show the next day. So it was Wednesday.
All right.